Hello, everyone. This is Aaron from Deep Dive Discography speaking to Gerhard from Einherjar. I'm probably butchering the name, but how are you today, sir?
I'm great. It was pretty good, actually. Einherjer, yeah, it's good enough. I mean, I've heard a lot worse.
Well, done my
Yeah,
time studying Norse mythology and all that fun stuff.
yeah,
So you
yeah. No,
guys
I'm great. It's a weekend and it's sunny outside. It's great.
can't hope for much more.
No,
So you guys are about to release a live album.
exactly. Yeah,
And from my understanding, it was recorded during the release show for the latest album.
that's also correct. Yes,
What
it's
was Sorry, go ahead.
no. Just to ask the question, and
Uh,
I'll take the whole thing in one run.
yeah, I was gonna say, like, what went into kind of how you dictate the songs that go into a release show?
I don't know. I think we just have to sort of try to please everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
With the release show, and as long as we sort of organize everything ourselves, we have basically unlimited time. We could play for 5 hours if we wanted to, but we don't want to. But sort of played like I don't know, 1.5 hour or something like that, so we can choose whatever we want that we want to try to please everybody. And it's fantastic to be able to do it. It was last year. It was supposed to be one gig, actually. And this was at a venue that our vocalist Frode works at. He's the sound manager at that place. So we are very fortunate to be able to play there at that time. It was supposed to be one gig with 200 people, but because of new and very surprising restrictions, like almost overnight, we had to sort of play two gigs with 100 people because it was only allowed with 100 people in the show.
yeah,
So yeah, it was a bit strange, but it was still cool.
yeah, and at least everyone who may have had a ticket to the original got to see both or either. Sorry, and
No, not really, because we sold 200 tickets and that's
yeah,
it. And it was divided into two days instead,
and
with 100 people each day.
yeah,
Yeah,
100 each day.
and that's in a venue for, like, I don't know, 550 people. So it was like 100 people seated audience. It's a bit. Sometimes you feel a little bit like a circus attractions when that stuff happens, but still. And pandemic or not, everybody was sitting in at the same place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was probably, even though it was a bit weird, probably a bit nice to get back after
it
two
was
years
great.
of quiet.
It was really great, and it was surprisingly noisy in there. The people were also excited to get out of the door.
Yeah.
Get some beer, get some rock and roll.
What's kind of the hardest part of planning a live album?
Well, this time it was sort of choosing the songs, but we already chose that for the gig. So as I said, you always have to make compromises when you only have like maybe 1.5 hour show. There's a lot of stuff you may have to leave out, and if we don't play that song, a lot of people will be disappointed and stuff like that. So we know there's a certain songs we should play. So I don't know. It's always difficult to choose the set. That's the most difficult thing of all. It's and when we have 1.5 hours, it's fine. But when we have 45 minutes at normal festivals, it's difficult.
Yeah.
It tends to be a lot of the same. Because we can't leave that out. We can't leave that out. Yeah. So, yeah.
What would you say your main go-to classic songs would be?
I guess we have to play Ironbound, Far Far North, Dragons of the North, and Nord og Ned, at least. Those are it's like suddenly my brain is fried, but those are at least songs that we feel that we have to play. Far Far North is a very as a live version now, it's expanded into 10 minutes now. So we can't play that in 45-minute sets.
Yeah.
But in a longer set, we include it. But we can't play that in shorter sets now. So we have to play that at least, those songs. And then we have to juggle around with all the rest.
Yeah, you got to mix in other.
And we want to include some new stuff. I mean, it's to not to aggravate old fans, but we think the new stuff is good.
And there's always going to be new fans coming in who obviously stumble across the new songs. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and new fans coming in and sort of checking out the back catalog and stuff like that. So yeah. But at the live stuff we had here, I mean, there was no new fans. I guess. I mean, we knew everybody.
Yeah, because it ended up being a hometown show, wasn't it?
Exactly.
So it was all close friends and family.
Almost, yeah. That was great. Actually, it's almost. I'm more nervous for that kind of a show than playing Wacken with 20,000 people. It's
no one else to take the flack or take the attention off you.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's next for you guys after, in the coming with the summer and everything else?
We have some gigs. It's not a lot, but it's mostly stuff that was already booked in 2020, So we've done some of it. We've already been to a Norwegian small tour, you might say. And we played Hellfest now. And next is Wacken. That's in the beginning of August. It's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Massive.
Massive, yes. And Hellfest was also massive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Totally insane. So,
yeah.
And we have some other gigs. We have, Monogam, the band.
I think so.
Yeah, it's a Swedish band in the same category, you might say. They have their own festival in Sweden. We're playing their festival in the mid to late August. We're also having a couple of gigs in Germany and Austria, smaller gigs in August as well. So we have a couple of things going on.
Yeah, definitely very busy.
Yeah, it's strange to be at it again. It's like this thing that we can't mention on YouTube never happened.
Yeah, it must be wild going from the 100-person shows all the way up to what Hellfest had, which was tens of thousands.
Yeah, I don't know how many people were at our show. I know that there was at least like 50,000 people there, but we were playing in a tent, so it was like, I don't know, 10,000 plus. It was a lot of people. It was a packed, and everybody's trying to get into the tent because it's like 40 plus degrees outside. So trying to escape the heat.
I assume that would have put you on the temple stage then?
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
It was
where
great.
where a lot of the extreme bands tend to play.
Yeah.
So,
Also, first time on that festival, by the way.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
But you guys have played Wacken before.
Yes.
Yeah.
More than once, twice at least, I think.
I mean,
twice, I think.
yeah, I mean, makes sense. You guys have some longevity behind you. You've been around for a while.
You've been around for a long while, actually.
Yeah.
I was just talking about it today. We have a lot of anniversaries next year. It's 2023, right? And we started in 1993. So we have a 30-year anniversary next year. I was born in 73. So I'm 50 next year. Our newest guitarist was born when we started the band in 1993. So he'll be 30 next year.
Yeah.
And I think Blot was released in 2003. So that will be 20 years. And Odin Owns Ye All in 98, 25 years. So it's a lot of round numbers. So we have to do something about that, you know.
Yeah, you have to be out on the road. Maybe you'll be supporting another live album after that.
Maybe we'll see. I mean, not one live album in 30 years, and then suddenly, bam, it's popping out
exactly.
all over the place.
Do you find it a little weird to try and promote a live album, considering it's not exactly new music?
Yes, a little bit actually, because we just released this live album, and suddenly it's like reviews coming in and interview requests, and I was surprised. You know, okay, I didn't really realize that this was getting any attention like that. You know, so but it's cool. It's cool. It's we want to spread it out. You know, we think it's a cool album.
Yeah, I mean, what were some of your favorite songs off of the latest album to get out live?
Stars, maybe. I don't know. From the latest album, to be live, maybe Stars. Actually, I think that works really good live. It's really heavy, you know. So
couldn't quite get a pit for the release show, but
no, not for that show. But it works, you know, bigger crowds. You know, you see what works and what not. You know, so I think that works.
Yeah, it's kind of like going out, you know, the way comedians do, and they'll play small shows and figure out what songs actually work in that setting, right?
Yeah, like test subjects kind of thing. Yeah.
Your trial audience.
A trial audience, yeah.
So what's your biggest difference, would you say, between playing a festival and a club show?
It depends on how you know, the club shows are. On festivals, it's usually, like big festivals, it's usually very organized, and you have really good time on the changeover and all that stuff, which is more more and more important, because we have a lot of new stuff. We have in-ear monitoring, all of us, and it's a bit of a, you know, stuff that I don't understand because I'm a drummer, you know. So it takes a bit of time. So if you have a club show with 20 minutes, 30 minutes changeover, it's gonna be like, I'm gonna be worn out before the show.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But playing wise, I don't know. I think it's just as cool to play club shows as big shows, really. As long as the energy is there, and you know, we played. It's not exactly a club show. It's a smaller festival with a couple of thousand people here locally. But if it's packed and the energy is sort of on fire, I love it. And the same if it's like 200 people in a small club and they're going bananas, I don't know. It's just a cool experience for us, really.
Yeah, I guess
You know, if you play at Wacken, for example, and there's like we played on Wacken the first time, that was in 2009. And that was on the main stage, you know, and it was like people as far as the eye could see. And I know that probably 90+ percent had no idea who we were. You know, so we're just standing there, you know, but still it was awesome. But in club gigs, they come for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's also really cool. It's I don't know, both is cool.
Yeah, it is all give and take with the audience. And I guess, yeah, like you said, with the club show, they're there for you specifically.
Yeah, exactly.
So what is next for you guys as a whole? Are you guys planning out your next album, or are you kind of waiting to tour with this one properly?
Yeah. Well, we are basically I think what we'll do next is to work on a new album, actually, because I think the gigs we have this year, maybe a few more that are not sort of really checked in yet. It's not all set. It might happen, but I'll hope it happen. But other than that, we don't have any tours that we sort of that are set in stone, at least. So we're gonna start to work on a new album, and there are already ideas for that.
So where do you, I guess it might not be for you specifically, but where do most of the concepts come from when it comes to writing a new album?
Well, if you're talking about lyrics, I'm definitely the wrong person to ask, because I don't write many lyrics. I don't know. I mean, I wrote just to take that lyric part. I wrote a couple of lyrics for the previous album, and I think as long as I get out in nature, I get inspired, not just to write lyrics, but also to write music. I was sitting here, and a few of the songs I wrote for the last album, it was like, okay, Gerhard, you write the lyrics for that. And I was sitting here, like, you know, and you know, going on Facebook and reading the news, you know. So I got to get out of the door, you know.
Yeah.
I can't get anything done in here. So I went to there's an island where I grew up, just over here. I was sitting out there for a few days, and suddenly just ideas came to me, both musically and lyrically. So I think peace and quiet, and not these interruptive stuff that you're surrounded with all the time, you know. That's what yeah, as long as you get peace and quiet and get to sort of get in touch with yourself and nature, I mean, that's inspiring to me, at least.
Yeah, too many distractions nowadays, and too many things to put you in the wrong mindset.
Exactly. I mean, at home, it's like I put the pro in procrastination, you know. So, but outside, it's totally different.
Yeah.
Well,
last but not least, do you have any final notes you'd like to leave for your fans listening in?
Where are you located?
Scotland.
Scotland, actually. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I mean it's not too often we're in Scotland or the British Isles over there at all, but we would like to go there soon. We had a gig. I can't remember the name of the festival, but it was cancelled because of the pandemic. But yeah, check out the live album at least. If any nice festivals over there see this, we're ready.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean the live album.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Norse and Dangerous comes out August 5th.
Yeah.
Through Napalm Records. Yeah, definitely check it out. It gives a very good idea of what Einherjer are like live.
Yeah.
In a confined space.
Very well. The space wasn't confined. It's just that was a little, it's a big space with very few people.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Gerhard. I very
You
much
too,
appreciate
man.
it.
You too.